This is Milo Manx. Today I'm going to show you the proper way to install a hood on a Dune Buggy. I'm going to install a brand new hood on a Meyers Manx 1. Here's the hood. It's made for a Meyers Manx 1. A Manx 1 has a hood that's 42 and 3/16 wide. See, that's just over 42. And it takes a 42 and 1/4 inch windshield. A Manx 2, the hood is just a little bit less than 42 inches wide and takes a 42 inch windshield. Many people don't know this. Before I put the hood on, I use 2-inch masking tape, run along the sides here from the bottom lip, the whole length where the hood would sit. Do that on both sides, of course. I have a little hole right there marked with a Sharpie. That's going to be my first hole. It's 21 inches from the headlight mounting pedestal, and it's 29 inches from the front lip right there. After you get that hole marked, you put a bolt in. I use a 1/4 bolt, 1 1/4 long, with washers on both sides and a lock nut, and go every 4 inches. Those marks are every 4 inches. There's a little bump right there, and that's for your front axle, the top shock mount. And this is as far as you can reach to get the bolt in with the hood on. The rest of the way you have to use screws. If you have a Dune Buggy without these reinforcing tubes, which are not on most Dune Buggies, and they're not on the later Manx 2s, you can put another bolt rearward of that first mark I showed you. This particular Manx has a little indent in the reinforcing tube, so I measured it. If you go back 4 1/4 inches from the first hole, you can put another bolt in, which is a good idea. Another thing I do is make sure the gas tank is in place. Leave it loose so that when your hood is on, you can get underneath and push up on the gas tank and make sure that the hood's not hitting the tank somewhere, keeping it from going down all the way. The hood's on. I made sure it's exactly where I want it to be. It lines up with the body lines, and the hood sticks out from the fender just a little bit, and it's exactly the same both sides. Sometimes to get the hood exactly where you want it, you have to support the front area of it to keep it right where you want it to be. I've already checked the gas tank. It moves without hitting the hood. I made sure it's down far enough in the back because it can't go any lower in here. Get a Sharpie and trace where the hood meets the body. Hold the Sharpie as tight as you can to the hood. Because in the back, it's hard to get it down the whole way. There we go. And as you look at it, the line you just drawed, in the back it's about 3/8 of an inch up from the lip of the hood. Here it's about 1/4. Let me move the other side. I think there's more light over here. In the very back is about 3/8 of an inch up. Then it goes to about 1/4. Then it goes to about 3/16. Okay. When the hood was on, you could see the Sharpie line that I drew, and the hood was below it. In the back it was like 3/8 of an inch. As you move forward, it went to 1/4, and up in here it went to 3/16. I took the hood off and drew lines 3/8 of an inch below right there, 1/4 inch below right here, and 3/16 of an inch below right here. Put the hood back on, and those lines were right at the edge of the hood. That tells you that your bolt hole has to be just below that line. The reason I do that is because so many buggies I've worked on had the hood ground too thin. When they were removed from the mold, they ground this lip way too thin. I've seen a lot of buggies with screws or wood screws or bolts that they used that went through the body but never hit the hood. And you do want your hood securely fastened to the body because the windshield goes on it. And the force of the wind on your windshield at highway speed puts a lot of stress on the hood. That's why it's got to be bolted in as good as you can get it. This brand new hood has a lip that's at least 3/4 of an inch thick, and that's going to work out great. I extended the hood line, the lower line, went all the way to the front because forward of here you have to put screws in. So again, I went every 4 inches, and at the last one I went up 1 3/4 inches. Right there in that triangle. You want to make this one lower because there's too much of a buildup of fiberglass under here for the head of the screw to fit. So make that one a little bit lower. It goes right here, and as you can see, there's plenty of depth right there. So now we're going to put the hood on and mark the location where the holes are to be drilled into the hood. That's why I put that yellow tape on it, so you can see the mark from the Sharpie. All the holes are drilled into the body. They're all 1/4 inch. The last 4 holes use a regular bolt. The bolt I use is stainless steel, 1.25 inches long, and they go in from the body side. I try to use the largest washer I can on the body side, as long as there's room for it. A regular 1/4 inch USS washer on the inside of the hood, along with a lock nut. In the screw area, I use these. They take a 7/16 socket. They're 3/4 inch long. And like I said, the holes in the body are 1/4 inch diameter. But the hole that the screw goes into has to be smaller. Either it's 3/16 or 11/64. I have to play with it to see which one is correct. Because when you put the screw in, you don't want it getting tight, too tight, because it'll crack the fiberglass. It has to be a firm fit, but never get tight. Like I said, I just have to play with it. Well, next I'm going to put the hood on. Get all the bolts and stuff in it. Make sure it fits exactly the way I think it's going to. I hope this video helped you out. It's Milo Manx. Later.